unfortunately, Jimmy Butler left because of Ben Simmons' approach to the game. Ben Simmons is all the
His
things
lady is
off
walking
the court,
her dog
minus
in the
strip
park,
clubs,
and
probably,
somehow
than
she
James
got
Harden.
the dog
Like,
to
they're like
stop
the
at the
same
very
non-cultural
entrance to the
fit.
park.
With a little bit of
She walked
Kendall
ahead about
Jenner
20
thrown
feet,
in.
and I
Even
don't know if
Harden was
she
scared of everything happening with Kardashians. He ran for his
threw
life.
a
there.
ball
It
or
seems to be
just
glow up for
told
Devin
him to
Booker.
go,
I
but
know,
he
he
I know
just
it's
took
not
off
anymore, but
faster
he's
than
going
I've
back.
ever seen a
There's been
dog
like
go.
6 or 7
He was all
breakups
hunched
there.
down really
They're
low
not between
until
Ben Simmons and Kendall
whatever
Jenner.
happened that he
I
started
don't
running
know.
into the
Put it
park.
on the poll, Guillermo, at
So that was what that
Levitar
was
Show.
about.
Which
Just
is
sidetracked
worse
me real quick.
for heat culture? Fraction.
So I'm at
I
the
love that kind of
park
reporting, man.
I mean,
with
it's basically
the
just the Heater secret of Tyler
bird
Hero
that
is
has
hearing, right?
the
And like,
weird
if
feet,
they get a chance
weird
to
walk.
include him in any trade package, they will. I mean, the question is like, if you're just announcing,
And this
that
was
he
going to
will
be the
traded,
last
I guess
update.
it depends on where are you
but
including him? Are you
there's
including him in
a
a
lot of
superstar
people
deal, or
here
are you
saying-
It's
trading
got to be
Tyler
Bam
Hero
too.
straight up for something?
No, it's got. If you want Lillard, it's got to be. I'm not even sure that's enough, but it's got to be Bam and Hero.
But how did that happen so fast?
So
How
I'm
did-
going
if you
to,
go back 9 months to the finals. How are they already sick and tired of Tyler Hero that they're ready to include him in any trade?
We'll
package?
see. Hold on.
I've done some reporting. I don't want to one-up them there. I would say that
So I guess want to
People
say,
can
I
listen.
guess real
Do
quick,
it.
Do it, Mike.
if
Do
you're
some
Spoken
around.
reporting, do it. Report it right now.
I-
if you're
I
watching
would
this
say-
and you know me,
the relationship with Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler is in no way
I'm fine.
as good a shape as it
This
was
is
last
not-
season. Now you can point to the winning Jimmy Butler is that kind
nothing
of player.
new
that things
and
are frustrating
nothing
on the court.
scary
Maybe he'll be a little
or-
icy, but they seem like best friends. They were inseparable. They were going
it's
to
weird
PSG
and it's
games together.
annoying
They are
and it's
not the same kind of
frustrating and
friends.
it's.
19 years old, Miami.
But I'm fine.
City
you know,
of Miami.
this is-
Fame at a young age. Swagger in the finals. It
can
is interesting
get
to
through
think
life
of the idea
and
that so
appear
much of the Miami
as
Heat
though
fan
I'm
base was saying that James Harden
fine.
doesn't. They do when
in my
you
sleep,
don't
you
need
know,
to
like
do any reporting. You just need to look at his social media.
I
And
really
you
am
know
okay.
that doesn't fit with what
So,
Pat Riley and
is,
70-year-old
you know,
plus Mickey Arison.
I do think,
Try to-
too unfairly, we're going to just say it was Tyler Hero for James Harden.
Keep that in
That's
mind
what history's
as
going to
you watch
always
this.
remember. That's a narrative. What Chris Whittingham is saying.
The guys who is linked to the Heat, because all of these guys end up getting linked to the Heat. Do you
So,
want him, Mike? Because there are some
traffic
there are
delusion,
some
animal
are
delusion,
saying
product placement
that
delusion.
Eric Spoelstra
I'm not in
can
control
fix
delusion.
all of that. That they can fix his
Um,
shooting
oh,
and
come on.
everything.
Ben Simmons.
And then, obviously,
Bad contract. Again, I don't know what you
the
did there, but let's
meditative
just say you just acquired Ben
yo-yo
Simmons.
and,
He's here with Bam Adebayo
you know,
and Jimmy Butler.
other
That's your
hobbies.
core. You got two guys that when you need them to step up offensively,
anything to
either shy away
keep
from the
my
moment
mind
or
off of
aggressive or simply don't take the shot. And you got an aging Jimmy
all that
Butler,
other
who when
stuff.
people are saying, if you look at an untouchable player on the Miami Heat roster, it's Bam Adebayo. It's not Jimmy
Honestly,
Butler.
I had an
because look at
ending
those
for
shooting
this.
Splits. They keep tumbling down. He played for Tom Thibodeau.
But I can't.
I'd be really concerned about that. At the
I
same
can't
time,
remember what it
trying
was.
to score on them. It's one of the more versatile defensive units.
Ben Simmons is exactly, if you are a
I know what
believer
this
in quote Heat
will
culture, that's
look
what you do,
like
right?
to you,
You go and
or
grab the guy who's
seem
clearly
like
not
to
being
you,
maximized somewhere
but
else, right? Because basically,
it's
what
essentially
Heat culture
very,
means is
very,
you can reclaim anyone,
very,
right? You can fix James Johnson, you
No.
can fix Hassan
very,
Whiteside, you can fix anyone. Fix Ben
thought
Simmons.
out.
No, but we couldn't even.
To Kendall Jenner.
So yeah, this is
James
very
Harden's strip club
planned
dalliances
and
or
organized
just
and
everything Tyler Hero.
Support for this podcast comes from AT&T. All right,
almost
so to stay connected,
other than the
AT&T
stuff that
Business
just
the
has
only
fallen
wireless
into
plan your
place.
teams need. With mobile
Like,
hotspot
almost
data
every
up to
word
100
has been,
gigabytes, they can easily use their phones to connect tablets and laptops to the internet
Pre-planned,
from really virtually wherever work takes
decided,
them, giving them the power to boost productivity even on the go. Upgrade to AT&T
I won't say I'm
Business and get our best plan with
acting or
nationwide
have
5G
been
and
acting,
100 gigabytes
but
in mobile hotspot data. Visit
won't say
att.com/business elite. Terms and conditions apply.
I've been
haven't,
remiss though, Billy,
if that
because
makes any sense.
the conversation of the day, and welcome back, Mike. I hope that you have properly annoyed the audience. I can't wait to get.
So if I remember, but I guess my point is, all that said, it's still just been Like it was made in my head before it was made
Oh,
in actuality. So
No, we don't need to pace
Sometimes,
ourselves because
you know,
Billy is right when he says,
I'll end up
I
with
believe
the
angrily, there are
ending,
too
for
many
example,
milks to choose from.
and
Way too
then
many milks to choose from.
you know,
Right
that's
about
late
that.
at
There's
night,
too
and
many
I'm like,
milks.
okay, that's
I actually
the
looked this up.
ending.
I went
Let me
milk
add
shopping
that,
yesterday, as you may have
and
guessed.
it'll be done.
What a mistake that was.
But then
I was doing this
get
low
there
fat. No, what
2
is
days
it?
later, and sometimes that
It's the milk,
ending is now
lactose-free
gone, so.
milk, right? Because my wife drinks lactose.
If and when I remember the ending that it was supposed to have, I will come back
So we had to change the type of
and
milk that my wife was drinking because, as you know,
end it.
mother drinks the milk and then passes the milk to the babe. It's a whole thing, Dan. You'll learn one day.
So
anyways, she had to change the milk that she's doing. So then
going
we were trying to
to
figure out, well, what type of milk should she drink now? So then said,
stop
it's
this
almond vanilla milk.
one
and then
more
there was
time.
soy milk.
Home beating the Hawks handily. I was wondering, Justin,
I never
do you think
did,
there are any more role players left in the NBA
remember
who could
the
have a big night
ending
on the NBA in
that
a
this
playoff stage?
was supposed to have.
I feel like I need to go
so
through like my fantasy team from 2015.
This
just to
is
see, like,
probably
who's
gonna be
step
the
up
last
and, oh my God,
update.
lift this team to the finals. It's
if I
wild.
use
It's funny
it,
because like
it'll
going
either
into
be in the
last
last
night's game, going into
episode,
Thursday night's game, I was saying to people that the
or
consensus
it'll be
was
a
now
prologue.
that the Hawks,
Like Gelson's and saying
Before I
that?
start, I just want to say I'm at that
right.
part
My dog and I were having a thorough
again,
conversation.
and
As really
the bird
loves the
with the
Hawks, by
bad
the way.
leg
and
is
I was saying, so that meant that
like
the Bucks
right
were
here.
actually going to cruise and they were going to win, and that's what happened because I have no idea what to
I mean,
really
you
do
walked
with this series,
into
and last night was a prime
the
example
actual
of that,
park
right?
a little bit. But
Yeah, I felt like on the Giannis injury night,
pretty weird.
to me, I was like,
that- I
well,
mean, I
when
guess
you
this
get
is
done
just where he
being
lives.
shocked that, your superstar player may have exploded his leg, but it
So,
ended up just being hyperextended, no structural
Give me a
damage.
second,
Shout out to
and
Dr.
we will
Woj.
start the last
It just becomes a situation where you're like,
last
yeah,
update
but Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton
for,
are still better than the
hopefully
Hawks,
ever.
right? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I finished the I am not in control
especially a Trae Young-less Hawks. So last night was
delusion.
very shocking.
So
right?
No, if anything, it felt like
Hopefully,
a smoother Bucks game
you got
than
the
we
point
probably
there,
seen
because
this postseason. There's something very uncluttered
I'm gonna
about
be
the Bucks
done with
last
that.
night, and I think you have to
I
say
probably
that
said
has
at
to
some
do
point
with
how these are
Giannis not
supposed to
being
be,
there.
like,
Like he's incredible, but I say this about
5 minutes,
unicorns, and
5
specifically the
episodes,
unicorns who are those 4 or 5 types
sort of
who,
things,
for
and so
whatever
far,
reason, need a
I
big
think
man
that-
next to them who is just as
I think they're averaging more
unique.
like 15 to 20
you need a little bit
minutes
more from every other player. So like, if your
per
center is a
episode.
point
So
guard,
obviously,
you need Brook Lopez, a center, to also be like a shooting guard. And Drew Holiday,
if you didn't get enough out of I'm not in
can't do as
control,
much
then
because they just like don't have their hands on the ball as much. And without him there last night, everything just
I
seemed
think his
easy.
wing
Like, they
is
just
like
ran
broken,
pick and
and
roll
that's
with-
why he was
with
walking
Brook
weird.
Lopez, either of
His
those
one
guys,
wing
and
is
then
like
when Brook was
dragging
short
on the
roll,
ground.
He found Bobby Portis, who for some reason I guess is just like Stephen Curry now.
That sucks.
And he just made open shots, and then, like it was just really simple.
I forgot
in
what
a
I was
way
saying,
that,
so
like,
let me
I guess
check my
shouldn't
notes real
be
quick.
surprising. Equilibrium that maybe
So the original
they don't
goal
know.
was
Can they beat
for nobody to see
without
this,
Giannis? I don't
and
necessarily think- I don't think
that
so,
obviously
right? I don't
changed when I
think Drew and
uploaded the
Chris can
first
beat
episode,
a
and
Suns team
people
probably
started watching it.
team of best at this point.
Probably
At which point
not,
the goal
especially
became
because the Suns just like have been able to match up
for
with
the
people
right
in front of
person to
them.
see
They
this
really know
that
who they are, and like
can
outside of the few games they have,
recognize that
it really didn't change much. About
oh hey,
them.
like I can
Even
use this
that, they
person to
threw
make a
Cam
bunch of
Payne into the
money,
starting lineup and kind of did what they typically do. Whereas all
and
these
it will
other
be a lot
teams,
cheaper
both
than,
because of
you know,
injuries, but also because of just
somebody
like,
that hasn't been
malfunctions that have
sleepwalking
going on.
through
Like, they're
life
just
for
a different version. The Bucks in particular, like,
first
I feel like they're a different team every
18
night, and a lot
years
it
of
comes
their
down to like just
adulthood
aggressiveness. I
or
thought
what
it was
have you.
interesting last night when like the TNT crew.
So I
just
guess
was,
I've
like,
done my
talking
part.
about,
I
like,
guess is my point.
aggressiveness, in particular when it's okay
I
for
made
someone
it
not to be aggressive versus when they are aggressive, which spoke
as
to me
a
that,
meditative
like, nobody knows
thing.
what the fuck is happening
I
with the Bucks, and
put it
it's
out
like,
there,
this-
and now
this
it's
really
just
looks
a
like-
matter of you
right.
seeing it and
I guess if you were to
hitting
play
me
devil's
up
advocate,
like,
though,
hey,
like maybe that unpredictability
I'll pay you,
is
you
like
know,
an advantage for
whatever,
the Bucks
30
in there.
grand that you make
it's
cooking
a mess right now.
to edit
And I would be
videos
surprised if the
or
Hawks come in this next game and then like Cam Reddish is scoring 30
do
points off the bench.
research
I
or
really-
something
do
or
you
other,
think
something,
this
just
Destiny
whatever,
Goes
something
Seven will
creative.
take care of us in Atlanta.
So I am gonna end this,
Yeah,
but
I am just worried that
as
while what they did make
I
sense,
leave,
maybe it's a little
I
easier to figure
do
out.
want
Like, if
to
they're just
try
gonna
to
keep going into
hammer home
like,
one
making simple,
last
like maybe the Hawkins game plan, and this is their counter to that
point,
right? They didn't really get a lot of
guess.
big games from some of the guys they got the previous game, and so I wonder if there's still like a couple things up Nate McMillan's sleeve.
Yeah, I wonder. I also, on the flip side of that, I just wonder whether like the flip is on these like high vapors, of, like returning to action and stuff. But there's a certain point where I wonder
So
whether
I think about,
their
I'm sure you
backcourt
would
is
have
just too defensively porous
figured
to
out by
move
now.
there, and like you just wind up like, especially if Giannis doesn't play.
The Truman
maybe
Show,
Bud, who seems resistant
lot.
to exploiting defensive matchups.
the movie.
Typical times with Giannis out there, maybe gets into it a little
At some
bit more.
point,
You know, it's funny with the Giannis thing. It kind of reminds me of like there are these points in the Sixers season when Embiid would miss time, and if Embiid was ever like a game time decision, and then
At
the
some
game time
point
decision is he's not gonna play, there always it always felt like
or
there was
I've read
missing, you know, with the Sixers that game.
that
And they even played like it, like they almost played like
Truman
we have,
Show
this
is
phantom limb or something
now,
like that.
like,
Like we kind of keep looking for Embiid and he's not
an
there.
actual
Like, if Embiid was just, like, out,
diagnosable
I felt
disorder
like, and
or
Simmons play,
syndrome
like, I felt like the
or
Sixers
what have
actually
you.
were like, this is plan B. This is how we
And
put Joel is just like in
My assumption would
and
be
that's what I
that,
thought
you
the
know,
Bucks looked like last night. Like when Giannis
Truman
went
Show
down,
disorder,
oh shit.
you know,
Like, what if he tore his knee? Like,
must have come after
everything we've been through. And then
the
when they're
Truman
like, okay,
Show.
he's
You
gonna
know,
be fine
people
eventually.
see it and they're
Let's go
like,
out there and
hey,
take care of business.
it gets in their
felt
head
like
and-
a different team. It felt like they had the handbrake off a little bit. So it's been
but maybe
fascinating.
they just
You know, the
added it
Giannis injury really
after
did the
somebody,
latest in a long
you
line
know,
of
put
injuries
into
that kind of has defined this postseason. And it goes beyond
words
just one. It's
what
basically
people had
got
already
through all of the series
dealt
of
with
playoffs,
for
with the exception of
decades.
a couple of exceptions.
It seems
most
like
notably
once
the Hawks and
movies
Knicks,
were
because
invented,
that
once
that
Hollywood
one where
was
nobody
doing
really
its
got hurt,
thing,
everybody
it was
kinda
inevitable that,
Except for Julius Randle's psyche, yeah.
That's right.
you know, it
That's
would
exactly right. But
mess
if you
up
look at-
certain
if you
people
look at all the other series
this
in
way.
the playoffs, there is some sort of injury that defines that series.
But my point
So
is,
you can't just say it's just been
if you
guys got hurt.
were
Like,
to actually
it's a
think about
completely
it,
shaped playoffs.
it's
Now,
kind of like,
if I told you going into the postseason, everybody's healthy.
how many people
We're gonna have
would it
Suns Bucks
actually
finals.
take
What would you say?
to
I would be surprised.
Truman Show
Right, but not shocked.
a single
right?
person,
Like, this
right?
is still an acceptable matchup of teams, I think.
Yeah, certainly. It's certainly.
And I just
diminished
don't think that
overall, just because,
that
like,
number
we'll see
is
what we
as
can get
big as
of Giannis. If
people
we do get to see him in
would
the finals if they advance. I
expect,
mean, not having the big raccoon
you know,
in there as well does.
I know.
Certainly
obviously the
issues.
internet makes it
Like, they're
a lot
running over
harder
just
these
to slim
days.
At this point, like they are really teetering on the brink. It's like they're on one side a super
But
team, and then like one more player goes
even
down. And
that,
it's just, like,
you know,
all of a sudden
like,
Jeff Teague from those old Hawks teams. You're
I know.
starting
if you're
point
only
guard.
trying to control
But no, I think you're
one
right
person,
overall. I can't say like the entertainment value.
you know,
has been
everybody
what
can
I
have the
hoped
internet,
for, especially
and
in this Eastern Conference Finals.
that
do you think
one
that's
person
because we've had some long series, you know, we've had some,
has
like very
their
competitive
internet,
series, but do you think
you
that the
know,
entertainment value has been diminished simply because of the absence of those superstars,
so
or do you think that there's something about?
give me
like,
a second,
product
I'll try to
watching
explain this a little
that's
better.
different than me?
Superstar thing. I mean, last night's game was.
All right, so
competitive.
it's
There have
the
been
80s,
a
and you
couple of
have
blowouts,
a,
especially
you
in the
know,
Eastern
eccentric
Conference Finals, where it's almost like
billionaire
turn the lights
that
off after halftime.
is,
Like, there have been a few of those games I think that have had,
you know,
like, effect on, like,
modern
like,
Nostradamus
going into
sees
that, you're like, am I
the
going to
way
be in this
that
for 5
the world
hours,
is
or am I gonna
shrinking,
be in this for, like, half an
sees
hour?
the
But, yeah, but
internet
I mean, I
making,
want to see the best
you know,
players on the biggest stage.
everything
and, like, I think
global
there's certain
and
people out there on
weird
the
and
internet that make me
connected
feel bad
and
about
always
that
on,
because, like,
and
we have to protect the
he
small
says,
markets
hey,
and actually the beauty of the game.
I'm gonna
is
run
the, like,
an
translating
experiment
role
where
racing and, like,
I'm gonna take somebody
real, like, in-depth stuff,
from the
but,
time
like, I
that
wanna
they're
see LeBron
born,
James play
and I'm going to
Giannis or whoever, you know, Trae Young.
control
Like, I want to see that
their
like,
life,
with the biggest
their
stakes
life,
there. Like that is what we spend
lives,
usually
their life.
82 games and months and months and months building up to the point where like the regular season has almost become, especially this regular season, has become just.
I'm
a
going
training
to,
ground for
you
the
know,
playoffs. Like guys just don't.
we're
play
gonna
as much,
control where they live
just
and
injury management,
where they go to school,
it
and
seems like
eventually
teams
where
are
they
also
live on
building
their
routines
own
on the
and where
fly
they
a little bit
work.
more than they used to, so they're more just
And,
like trying stuff. The Bucks, prime example
you
of
know,
that, like as opposed to
it's a
previous regular
competition.
seasons,
We're
like,
gonna
they took this one to like
pick
figure out
somebody that's
defense.
having a kid in the
PJ Tucker.
80s,
So, like,
and that person is gonna
I
win.
live up to this
And
moment, and it does feel like
if they make it, you know,
a wet fart
40 years or
Yeah.
however long,
I mean, you can couldn't
with
tell
this
live last
control
night or the
mechanism that we
Wednesday,
put
I
into
guess it was,
place,
when Sun
then
was
they
won.
will get the
when they
keys
won
to
the
the
Western Conference
chocolate
Finals.
factory, so
The
to speak.
CP3 industrial complex was like the train had already left the station. Do you know what I mean? Like it arrived and everybody was ready to
You
go.
know, for
This-
whatever
this is
reason,
now cemented
my
as,
parents
like,
enter,
This was always the
and
CP3
I
season.
win.
Talk to us about the years in
and,
the wilderness that you went through to
you
get,
know,
to get to this place.
It's
What
all
was it
forgotten
about?
about
What was
because
it about
it's,
book? What
you
was it
know,
about
pre-internet
Even
basically,
Robert Sarver got a
and
redemption moment. You know what I mean?
you
Where he
know
was
the
just
kid
like,
isn't
"We're not
even born
done
yet, and it's just like
And he was
they
like, "Wait a
hire
second, do I have
the
to pay for another
few
set
hundred
of hats
people
if we win
at
the
that
finals?
point
Is
and
that all
start
they had
working
me?"
on this
Did you see
project
the thing that
to
came out about him today?
control
About,
this
like,
person's
his
life to see what happens.
strange, funeral speech about a guy who I guess was philandering in front, like,
And
in
it
front
just
of all his
wouldn't
family.
be,
No.
in my opinion, that unrealistic the way the
I
last
think it was like a true story. That this is
40
like,
years
2
has
days after
gone.
they won the Western Conference Finals. It was just like, hey, by the way, Robert Sarver last year told this, like,
So-
made this speech at some guy's funeral in front of his family that like he was actually like philandering.
or
on
maybe
the
it's, you
side.
know,
It was,
maybe
like,
it's
a real tomcat.
a
It was just supposed to
worldwide
be like kind of
pocket
like, you guys
thing
know
where
Dave,
like
he liked to get after it.
this
You-
is
we
the
know that,
economy,
right?
you know, like the
He sounds like
global
Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers. Like,
world
when he's
is,
going to weddings, like,
you know, they
all
figured it
weddings.
out,
You
and
guys can look it up, but like there is something. to
maybe
do with
it's
a
50
sock
years
that
into the
happened that
future,
belonged to
and
Steve
they've
Nash
just
that was used for very improper reasons. I'll
messed
just say
with
that.
history for the certain people. You know,
well,
there's
We'll take
not
that into
a
some
need for
congratulations to Robert Sarver.
you
It's,
know,
it's a big moment. for him.
whatever, all the
Yeah, no, but like I
evils
think
of
that
the
what I was
world,
really
and
saying was just that like
this is
this
kind of
CP3 thing,
the way that
I
world
felt like
works
it was
now,
really,
where
like,
you get
everyone
one
was so
person
excited
for every
to have
500 people,
any
and
into kind
it's
of, like,
that
Church
person
Chris Paul being
is
in the
controlled by
finals
those
is
500
sport.
people, and it's
an
some
actual
sort
thing
of
to follow. It's
weird
an actual thing
joke
that we thought
or
might happen.
what
And
have
now
you.
it's like, I think that the same thing will happen. If
Or like I
Giannis
said, you know, aliens,
Giannis
if you have
going
some
with this,
hive mind,
two-time MVP,
you
regular
know, we have 80
season
trillion organisms
established.
and everything
And
is
now he's figured
utopian,
out how to
and
be a playoff-
there's no
a
war,
playoff
and there's
champ,
no
too, like a-
worry
be
of
like an
food or
excellent
what have
preseason
you,
player.
and we just
We're
need
clinging
some way
We're clinging
to,
to it because we've lost so many of these players.
you know, live our lives, and for
This
every,
episode is brought to you by Casper.
you know,
Jump into
one
easy
person,
breezy
even
summer
on
sleep with Casper.
an Earth,
From cooling mattresses with
planet
snow technology
of,
to crisp new
you know,
sheets,
billions
Casper
of
has everything you need
quote
for
unquote
sleep.
intelligent
And right now, their 4th of July sale is here. They're celebrating
creatures.
the bed, white and blue, with up
Well,
to
we got
30% off
10,000
bundles,
in
mattresses,
a
and
hive
more
mind for
limited
each one
time.
of
So
you,
go ahead,
you know,
treat
like,
yourself to better sleep. You deserve
it's
it.
all
Next
about
solutions
energy,
apply.
and
See
it's all about
Casper.com/promo
blah
for
blah
offer
blah,
details and
and
date.
you know, it's some weird competition among our 80
Summer of Canada's
trillion
here with Heineken. This means
alien
you
hive
can
mind
do things like go to
beings
parties, go to the
to,
pool, rock whichever tank
you
or
know, this is
swimsuit
just
you want.
our,
Heineken loves a natural pod because
you know.
Heineken is made from 100% natural ingredients. With premium exclusive by Heineken, you know, come with the dad bod, you know, or come with the six-pack, whatever you want. My favorite memory of drinking Heineken, probably going to a Raiders game right before they got blasted at Coliseum. But I had fun. Heineken's the way. Pick up a pack. Get it
to be honest, I
back in the summer. Must be 21 years of age to purchase. Please drink responsibly.
I'm gonna go check my notes again
Get ready
because
to go live with Spotify Green Room, the new app for live conversations.
I don't know. I think you get the point.
Fellow fans covering music, sports, or culture, all in real time.
But I also write a lot of notes,
Talking about what you
so
love.
I might have
Hack it out
something
on West Coast versus
in
East
there
Coast
that I
hip-hop.
need
Go
to
deep on playoff seeding, or just talk to other people.
include in this
Figure out if it's
prologue or
something
whatever.
in here. If it's out there, even if it's
So,
out there,
I'll be
it's
back.
in here.
You're not really thinking about,
Nope,
like,
that was pretty much
hey,
it.
if you have this guy, and this guy. There's not enough balls to go around.
I
I
could
guess
do,
we could do that for
you know,
this,
like I
if you
said,
want to. Like,
it's
we
supposed to
could
be
pick a team that we
a
actually think
30-minute
would win the
project,
finals,
you know,
and that
maybe
we'd
an
like to see
hour
play
over a
with one
series
another,
of
and
10
those super
episodes or
teams are going,
something.
maybe we might get a chance.
But we're already at more,
but,
well over an
yeah, like,
hour.
I guess like I wanted to see what you thought.
I'd go the other way. I tend to
For
think
like
that All-NBA
4
should just be a
episodes, so
representation
the
of
project
best
is being
players.
cut
Let's do some
short,
representation
and
of the best players, so,
I could do
you're my
equal
guest.
to the time
You're the
I've
number one pick.
just done
Okay, one more
on
question.
these,
Yeah, sure.
And this is
you know,
based purely
delusions.
off of
I could do
playoff
that
performance,
on
nothing else.
Nothing
the
else.
specifics
Like, that's it.
of
like time started when the
my
tip-off of the
Truman
first playoff
Show
started.
thoughts.
So my number one player should be the player I think is the best player in the playoffs.
But I still
factoring
don't know
in,
if I would
like,
be able to
you know,
properly
everything about
explain like
positional
all the
depth
different
and
ways
the
that I've
draft and whatnot.
Yeah, like
thought
you
it
wouldn't
out,
want
you
to
know.
take. You know, I think that we only have to
Ultimately,
make two
I
picks, right? So it's
understand, like
there's
I've said
probably
many
two
times,
centers
that
we both think could make an
it
argument
is
had two
just
playoffs, right? But when you get into the wings and the
delusional.
guards, it gets a little tricky.
you know, like
Yeah, but if I'm being tactical, like maybe I wait on that.
whether
you know?
it's like I said, just
and being a draft is like
mental illness or you know, mistreatment of my body and mind as
all right, I'm gonna go Chris Paul. He's the best
college
player
age
in
kid.
this postseason. I also one of the
Or-
big things I think we should talk about is like how much like
I started going
actual
to
winning series
the
matters.
doctor last year. I finally gave in and decided to try the medication route, and he says that there's probably some sort of PTSD involved, which obviously to have a post you need a T, you know, you need a trauma. So
like everything you would want from a playoff MVP.
I know that it's
dominant player
just a
taking
delusional
the entire postseason by the
thing
throat.
from
And
whatever
that last
caused
game that they played against the Clippers at
it
Staples
all
Center,
to
prime
go
example of
down,
that, where
bad
it's like,
luck or
you don't hear from Chris Paul much
what
in
have
the
you.
first half. Maybe like he's flopping a little bit, but he's typically like setting people up, making sure Devin Booker's being
But,
aggressive. And
you
all of a
know,
sudden, like he takes over the game. He ends up
it
with 41 points.
definitely
And like he
feels
ends up
like something
getting,
is wrong.
Patrick Beverly on tilt to the point where he's ejected. Almost
So-
ejected. It's like he is such a mastery and just like a
Unless
vice
I
over the game right now. He's,
remember
like,
the original
so
ending
incredible.
or
And, like, to put on my sports writer, like I'm
think
trying
of
to
anything else that I need
work what's happening
to
into this big
explain.
picture theme.
um
I do think it's really interesting that like we've gone
This
to the
will
age of
be
NBA where
probably
everything is
the
so
final-
programmatic, like so 3-and-D, and
let's
the
see if I
offenses
can
are
get
so
real quick,
turbocharged, and the player that is
this
rising amidst the chaos is a
bird.
guy
I think I'm
who
going
one
the wrong way,
is the
actually.
best mid-range shooter in the NBA. Kirk Goldsberry had a good piece on this.
I think he's
the other
gonna
day,
get
like,
away. He's gonna
is
get
better in
behind
the
this
range,
car
even though he's,
before.
like, a
Oh no, he
foot
just wants to drink some
smaller.
water.
At least.
And, yeah, and he's just like he's making something
can
out
show
of
you.
nothing. And I think it's appropriate that he is
That
the
guy,
playoff
right
MVP of this particular postseason.
Yeah, he. So I
just
I've
walked
thought
away.
about the Suns for a while. When you watch them, the word that always
behind
comes
that
to mind
car
with the Suns
now.
is platonic. Like
If
that
he pops
Suns
back
starting
up,
lineup to
I'll-
me is like the platonic idea.
I'll show you his
of
weird
the
walk
starting lineup.
and
Today and
broken
also you
wing.
could argue it would have been the same maybe like 15, 20 years
it
ago.
is weird to me
It's like
that
you
he
have
just hangs out at
prototype
this one
center,
part of the park.
you
You know.
have two prototype wings,
Um,
and you have prototypical scoring
All
guard.
right, I'm gonna go. Maybe
Broke the mold. This is the guy.
film a
in the
little bit
lab
more
who
yo-yo
would make a
stuff.
point guard. Who would give him this dude's brain.
Although
and
I
this
know I
dude's
have
sense
plenty of that,
space,
so maybe
make
not.
him a little taller or whatever. But like this
I've been
guy's
waking up
idea, his
super early
concept, like,
recently,
when you watch
and
all
I don't
these
know
playoff
why.
games, and there's been so many runs, and Justin was talking a little bit earlier about watching the regular season.
But it's only like
and feeling it's
8:15,
basically
and
this,
I've been up for
rehearsal for the postseason.
Yeah,
and then
almost
that's
2
why
hours.
I felt a little anticlimactic to see
And
so many superstars go out. But during the regular
gotta make it
season,
till
if the
at
team was
least,
25,
you know,
chances are that
12
the
or
team that's
1
down is
before I
gonna be
can
like, well, we lost that one. You know, and then
justify
you're gonna try and
being
be
at home
respectable because
and
it's unlikely that a team
falling
is gonna
asleep
put
on
everything together to
accident
make up a 25-point difference
because
in
it's
February.
day off.
But
and
that's happening pretty routinely.
wake
in
up
the
too
postseason
early
now.
and
Maybe not
I
25 points, but
don't have the
double-digit
energy.
leads getting erased.
So the bird did walk back
So what you
across
basically need
the broken
is
wing
a
weird
guy who's
walk
gonna
guy.
stop the lead.
But then
And
I
that
just saw him when he was already
ultimately
back
comes
in the
down to,
park.
LeBron's really great at it. You know, the
He
only person who's better
is
than LeBron at it
right
is Chris Paul.
behind that
He's the only-
tree.
And it's been
But-
debated, it's already been dissected to death. But that Clippers cut it to 7.
Oh, there he comes.
In Game 6.
I don't know if you can see
And Chris
him.
Paul is just like, nope, we are not going to get into trading body blows with these guys.
Trying to get
At
you
mid-major. Like, we're going to put this away.
Outside
And that
real
is
quick.
a unique talent. So I'll quadruple. I guess my only counter would be gave us too much time in these playoffs, even though he's still in the playoffs.
That's him in the bottom
I
left.
mean, I'm kind of giving him a pass. Just because
There's a
his
little bit of a
absence was
dip,
COVID
so you
related.
can't really see
Although I have to
his
say,
walk
like, did you watch after they won
But-
that game the other night, and he was just like
or his
really
broken
vocal
wing.
about who he was touching and like going into the stands?
But here he comes.
I have now officially gotten to the point where I don't understand why some guys are wearing masks, some guys aren't.
He doesn't really want to show
Some guys are
apparently
keeping random fans. Some
his
guys seem to be like off by themselves.
broken
in
wing. I think
different
it's the
parts of
other side. You can
area.
kind of see it hanging down there.
Coaches are wearing masks, coaches aren't like, and then even Have you been to a game in the last couple weeks? So it's like, it also seems like we've gotten kind of to that, like just below my nose, or hanging off my chin area. Right.
All right, well, I'm done.
Is it okay? Yeah, because Dodger Stadium, like, I went the other week and Dodger Stadium is obviously outdoors, it's masks off, but yeah, it's
Sorry, I didn't even know this thing zoomed in that far.
I still don't really. Do you know, like,
was
what
way too
happened with
close.
Chris Paul? Was he?
All right,
Was it
I'm done.
Did he get COVID,
I'm gonna
or did
go.
someone he know had COVID, so he was.
Have a good one.
There seems to be a consensus that he did have COVID.
Bye.
I can't.